Hi everybody, this is Roxy, and I just did a video on making a jelly plate, and at the end of it I put all the prints that I made the other day, but I cut this into 2 videos, so I'm just doing a new intro for this one. I'm going to show you all the prints that I did, but I just wanted to show you I had a friend over and showed her how to use the jelly plate. She hadn't ever heard of it before, but I made this as an example for her. She brought her own paints, but I love how the colors, real fall colors, turned out. And then I've been cutting out leaves. Yeah, birds wear leaves. Didn't you know that? I've been cutting out feathers, so I used this as kind of a silhouette on some of them. But I think what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to cut this out for a card and pop these up. Maybe something like that. But anyways, so on to my jelly prints that I made. I'll just go through these. Very cool. I also used those Indian stamps from Michael's, from the boho collection. Isn't that pretty? And then the best thing I like is, you know, some of the Martha Stewart paints I have kind of a iridescent. I don't know if you can see that, yeah. A little bit iridescence in it. I don't like this one as much, but I think I was stamping stuff off. But here's one of those Indian wood stamps. Here's this, another Indian wood stamp, little butterfly. That was a stencil. I love how pretty that is with that iridescence too. And these were my embossing folders. All this, isn't that cool? And then a stencil that has polka dots under there. I love this one. This is a stamp that I have. So this is the jelly plate with this blue and green on it, and then I stamped it to my stamp. I think it's an Inky Dinka Do. It was that big butterfly, and then it came with little ones. Then I just stamped the stamp itself right on here to get the ink or the paint off. And this is Betsy's. It's a round needlepoint frame, but it's so cool. I gotta find one of those. That's really cool. And that was a stencil, I believe. But this, you know, you just put the frame thing or that plastic thing on the jelly plate with the ink. I didn't do that side. But isn't that cool how it gets kind of ghosty? Here's the elephant from the recollection stamps. That's a stencil that Betsy has. And these are, I think that's a stencil too. This one is so cool. I love it. I forgot to do the backs of some of them. I love this one. And then the white, I took one of her stencils and pounced with white paint. And then of course if there's writing on your stencil, when you put it on your jelly plate, you got to do it backwards. So it prints right. I love this one. This is a embossing folder of mine, the damask. I love these colors. There's some copper, Martha Stewart copper. But some of these, I mean, you could actually, I love this one. You could actually frame it as artwork. I mean, they're so cool. That's pretty. This I love. I love how this blue, you know, because this was from probably doing one of these, and then you don't wash off. Well, you can wash off the jelly plate, but I kind of wasn't. And then you'd get stuff like this from a previous printing. So cool. And I can't remember. I think that was, I had done a jelly plate with gold, and there was some gold still left on it, so I just smacked it on here. So fun. It really makes you creative. It's kind of like you just it really is just abandonment. I mean, you just gotta, you just go for it. And it's so much fun. Did I say it was fun? Because it is. Then I used some Martha Stewart glitter paint. And it doesn't hurt your jelly plate. I keep saying print instead of plate. Here's some of these Indian wood stamps. And they're not available at Michael's anymore, but I have seen them on AliExpress. I just don't remember what they're called. I think if you look in AliExpress, if you look up wood stamp, it might, you know, like wood block stamp maybe, or fabric stamp. There's that little elephant. So cute. And that, I would just set them on the plate because you'd kind of slip if you pressed on it. So I'd set them on there and just kind of press down. I love that. This is fun. This is, lost my camera. Okay, so this is one of Betsy's little stencil. Look how pretty that is, just subtle in the background. I love this. I love this. I love it. This is a embossing folder. I was actually going to get rid of this in a destash, but I'm so glad I didn't, because I kind of had second thoughts thinking, you know, the roses were pretty to do something with, but I'm glad I kept it. I love just how these colors... Sherry Carroll, check out her video if you like what you're seeing here, because this is kind of her technique of using the smaller blocks, and I really love that. I loved it. This is a fun little starburst embossing folder. But so it's jelly printing, Sherry Carroll. If you do a search on YouTube for that, you'll find it in it. She does real pretty, oh, they're so beautiful. And then she makes cards, and they're just exquisite. So I love this, and I know I'm not trying to be braggy, but because for me, it's mysterious. It's a mysterious, fun technique because you really don't know what you're going to get. I mean, I suppose after about 10 years of doing it, you might know, but I sure didn't. But I think, to me, this looks like an art piece that you could hang on the wall. I just think it's really pretty, you know, if you like abstract. But I love how the two colors came together, and I even love how this kind of didn't really print solid, and that had a little extra on it. It's really cool. I love it. It's got a little sheen to it and some glitter from this. This is where I used Martha's glitter paint. You can see it there. There. It's really cool. Very pretty. Just some greens and blues, and this I love. I've always loved, I had shoes in 8th grade that were Mary Jane's. They were suede, and they were purple and this green. And the green part were little flowers, and I loved these shoes so much. I wore them every day practically, but I kept them really nice and clean. But so I've always liked that color combination, and I just love how they come together here. I love this texture. There's that little embossing folder again. It's sweet. That's pretty. This one, I can't figure out why that happened, but it did, because the paint was there, but it was really, actually it was red on top, but the white underneath just kind of did that, because I didn't roll it well enough, but I kind of like it. I mean, you could use that as like a, you know, you could cut this for a mailing label or something. But here's the little Ellie. I like how this kind of... There's a guy named Andy Skinner. Oh my God. He does this jelly print process where he masks things off and does layers, and then he has this stencil where it's a little boy and a girl holding hands, you know, just a black silhouette, and he puts that in this kind of door. It's just stunning, and you can't believe it's made this way. But if you can find his video, Andy Skinner. And I can't remember, I suppose if you Google his name and just put GELLI print, you'll find it. It is unbelievable. And the music with it is really cool too. So here's some more of my stencils. I like it. I love it. I love this. I'm going to do more. Okay, and then here's this one. This was with, I think when Betsy was here. Yeah. I used my bird mask and some more of the Indian black. I love this right here. Isn't that pretty with the blue? Very cool. And that was, I was using this as kind of a stamp off, but it turned out so cool. Like, I had this blue on, you know, the GELLI plate with these, and I did my paper and then I stamped it off onto this. So this is actually a stamp off of several different other things that I was making. Except that one, I did put the stencil down to stamp off that green. But I like how that turned out. And I love, I don't know, they're so cool. What I kind of want to do is make either cut these and fold them into like a traveler's journal folder for myself, you know, just to kind of keep them. Or make a tear pad. I don't know. I want to do something with them though. Where I can, you know, it's something that you can just look at. And at first I didn't like how this blotched up. This was some fluid acrylic, not light-bodied acrylic. It's fluid acrylic. It comes in a little ink well, or ink bottle, I should say. And the ones I have, I've bought, some of them I have are luminescent. So this, I don't know if it's picking it up. It's gorgeous. That's what a lot of these turquoise, darker colors are. But, so when you put it on the GELLI print, it kind of bubbles up a little bit, but I love it. If you mix it with heavy body paint or light body paint, it mixes fine, but if it's by itself, it just kind of bubbles up, and it's that green. And the color under it was my other color of fluid paint. Very cool. I love Modelly. This is so fun. And this was with when this side was when Betsy was here, and this is one of her stencils that I pounced paint on. Otherwise, I love this blue. I think that was one of her paints. It's very pretty. So cool. And I love this one too. All the colors. It's so fun. You got to do it. And you can just use those little, you know, 2 for $1 bottles like Americana or Apple Barrel or whatever the heck they're called, that Michael's or Joann's or Hobby Lobby or whoever sells. That's what she had. I had my Martha's, and I had my Dina Wakley, because that's really all I gave away, I should say, all my little tubes of acrylics and other bottles to my nieces. So call them and tell them to bring it all back. No, I'm just kidding. I can always buy some more. But look at how pretty this is. Oh, it's just so much fun. Just imagine what you can do. It's just endless. And this is where Betsy's at. She does layers and layers and layers, and she's been doing it longer, of course. But look at how gorgeous that is. I mean, she's got some copper. Isn't that cool? And then here's another one she did. So see, this is like a newbie, and that could be Yubi if you haven't done it yet. And this is, you know, somebody that's more seasoned and more, not so much, more confident with it, but not so much, like I guess I was, I'm not sure if I could say I was afraid to do more, or if I like to stop before I go too far. I think it's more that, because I don't want to ruin something, you know what I mean? But I think what I do want to do now is maybe go in on some of these with some quotes or stamps, or like she's saying that I should do another layer of maybe pouncing stencils and paints. And I probably will do that with a few of these. Because the more you make, the happier you're going to be, and the more you can, end up doing what she's got here. Like, it's incredible. It's beautiful, and it's really textured. Very cool. So I hope you give it a try, and try making your own little jelly plate thing. It was fun and super easy. So thanks for watching. Bye.
Thy murmuring stream.